Hey guys, it's Yura. So lately I've been thrifting a lot more frequently and I've been going out and just buying a lot more things. So I'm going to share with you guys some of the craziest, most insane things that I've been able to get at like incredibly low price, essentially. So let's just get started. So the first thing I have here is this vintage 1970s Halston Reptile leather bag. So this is something kind of a little bit more on the historic side of that brand, since they started out I believe in the 70s and they were known for like that disco era bags, and this is part of those bags. It's just kind of beat up. I mean, but that's given with vintage items, and this is like 40 years old, so I'm not too mad at it. I'm not. And original pricing of it was $6.99 and I was able to get it for $8. So I'm pretty happy with the buy. And like, there's no holes in it, it's still functioning, it just needs some conditioning on the bag. And this bag just requires some, you know, conditioning, some of that like TLC, as well as further like gentle care of usage with it. And then overall, it's a really beautiful, simple, minimalistic bag that could go with a lot of outfits, like how I'm wearing right now. And the next thing I have here is this vintage 1980s Anne Klein wool skirt. Now this skirt is very minimal in the way it's designed, and it's a wrap skirt. However, once I put it on, it fits beautifully and it's such a pretty skirt. And I can't believe it's been passed over by so many people that by the time I got to it, it was only $1. So it fits me beautifully and it's such like, you know, great fit, and it's so versatile in terms of like how it's styled, because it's just a simple black skirt. It's just the way it fits though is another thing, because I've seen other vintage wool skirts and like the fit is just not always the same, you know, if you know what I mean. So this was just $1 and it's in like amazing condition, considering that this is now 30 years old, around there, around 25 to 30 years old. So as you can see, I'm kind of an avid vintage buyer. Okay, so moving on to the next item is this beautiful light pink strapless organza type of, you know, dress, and it's a very reminiscent, well, to me at least, was the movie Pretty in Pink. To a lot of you guys probably not, because Pretty in Pink, the dress was very like pink. You know what, I can't even explain myself, but it just reminds me of Pretty in Pink when I saw this. And it's a throwback to the 80s with the little like this little fishtail thing going on through the side. And this pink organza dress is from the brand Keepsakes. Now Keepsakes, if you don't know, is a brand that Nasty Gal carries. It's part of their line. It's not Nasty Gal, but it's like something that it's one of the brands that they sell. So you could imagine this is really expensive. And it fits me beautifully, so much so that when I like put it on, I was like, oh my god, so pretty. And I could see myself wearing this to like cocktail parties and, you know, weddings and things like that. And it's in a really great condition actually, given that the type of fabric it is very like light and, you know, see-through, so you would expect there to be a lot of tugs and whatever and whatnot, but no, there's no tears, no nothing. It's in a beautiful wearable condition, and this was just $1. I believe this was selling for about $14 or something, and then by the time I got to it, because of like sales and everything, it was just $1. Alright, so the next big item I have here is not something that I could hold physically with me right now, so I will just cut away into the item, and it is this vintage knitting machine from the 80s, I believe. Yes, it's from the 80s, and I was able to get this with the ribbing attachment. If you guys don't know about knitting machines and vintage knitting machines, is that you have to like buy attachments and all of this stuff, and they could get very expensive when you buy these parts separately. So this is a electronic knitting machine that you could program to knit for you and do patterns for you. So I was looking into actually knitting machines because I wanted to create knitted materials and knitted items, especially for my Etsy shop with the fall and winter coming. So I was looking into them online, and lo and behold, I found it at my local thrift store. Which is amazing that within, you know, probably like within the time of several weeks that I was able to find it physically in store, of one with the knitting machine and the ribbing attachment with most of the parts, you know, coming together. And I believe I had to replace some parts because they're just old, and that's just something that you have to do to maintain the machine. So that machine, I believe I bought it for $69.99, and in market value it should be around like $300 to $500. So yeah, that was an amazing find. And me and my sister are currently in the process of learning how to use it so we could create, you know, knitted goods as well as items to sell for my Etsy store, which is a lot harder than you would think, but it's pretty difficult. Like, we're just running into so many troubles with it, but you know, we'll get there. We'll figure it out. Alright, the last item I have here, but not the very least, is this wedding dress. And I originally picked this wedding dress up because I just saw all the fabric and I wanted to make something out of the fabric. So it was more of like a material value rather than like the dress value that I was looking at. But I went and tried it on and it fit me amazingly, because wedding dresses I feel like are usually something that you go and get customized to yourself, to your body. That's why they're so expensive and all that fabric and stuff. So when I tried it on, and I had a little bit of a feeling that it may fit, maybe because like I'm tiny and this seems to be a little bit tighty, or maybe even like a little loose. But once I tried it on, it fit. So that was amazing, that the coincidence of me finding a $1 wedding dress from a thrift store that fits me. So honestly, this is not my ideal wedding dress, but it's $1, which is insane. So I'm not exactly too sure currently how I feel about just keeping this and, you know, waiting it out for my future wedding date if that ever happens, and just using this because that means I don't have to spend like somewhere between $300 to $1,000 on my wedding dress. Anyway, so I'm thinking of keeping it as either an investment or to tear it apart and use the fabric and materials for some things I wanted. I'm not too sure, but it is a fun idea to think about, that I could keep this $1 wedding dress that fits me and use it down the road, so I don't have to waste or use, not waste, so I don't have to use $300 to $1,000, you know, for a new wedding dress that I would only wear once in my life and probably shove away in my closet for years and decades. So I'm still thinking about it. Just thinking about it. There are some little, you know, minor areas where it's dirty, and I feel like, you know, you could just wash those off. Yeah, or either take it to a dry cleaners and wash it off. That just comes with something having that much fabric on the floor. So it is dirty on the hemline, but you know, it's $1. You can't get any better than that unless it's like 75 cents or 50 cents, but I don't know how else you could get that cheap of a deal at thrift stores. Yeah, actually I don't know how you could get any cheaper than this, because even in outlet stores, like Goodwill outlet stores, they charge you by the weight, and this is not gonna be $1 by the weight, even at the price point that they have it in outlet stores. This is like even cheaper than that, because this is kind of heavy with all this fabric. So I don't think I could get any better deal with this than I got. Again, something to think about in terms of, you know, financial value down the road, whether I would want to use it or get a new wedding dress. So overall, finding these thrifted goods is really fun. It's really fun when you find it and you're just like, oh my god, it's only that much amount of money. Let me know what you guys think about this. Did you guys enjoy it too as much as I did? Finding these immense thrifted goods for like crazy good prices. I have yet to visit the outlets, so I will see what I could find in those areas later on as well. Alright, so that's pretty much it for my video today. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. If you guys liked the video, please hit the thumbs up button down below. It means a lot. And if you guys haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button. It is completely free. And make sure the bell notification is on, so this way you will know whenever I make new videos. And I make several thrifted videos along the way, so because thrifting is kind of like my lifestyle. So if you guys liked it, hit the thumbs up and subscribe for more. Alright, so as usual, much love. Peace.